I hope you guys can hear me. Oh gosh, it is cold. This is annoying. Alright. Eyeglasses. Broken. Bike. Hopefully it'll start. Nice. This is not even pointing in the right direction. Whew. Alright guys, what's going on? As you can tell, I am on a different bike altogether. This is a brand new to me 2007 Suzuki Burgman 400. Who would have thought? It's actually a scooter. It's not a, oh my gosh, this thing is loose. What am I gonna do? It's actually a scooter. My knees can come together and touch each other if they wanted to while I'm riding. However, I'm not going to let that happen because that is not a very comfortable way to ride. But yeah, this is my new to me bike. My XT is still she's still alive. She's still cooking. My FMF blew up. It exploded. And that caused a short and a bunch of wiring. And yeah, that kind of forced me to put that bike on the back burner. So that thing's just got to sit and wait for a little bit until I can buy all new bulbs and everything. But yeah, this thing is just, it's so much nicer to commute on. I got it for a deal. I got it for about, like, I think it was 1,300 bucks. Guy hooked it up. Of course, it's good from afar, far from good. She's pretty beat up. She's been dropped a couple times. The plastics were super faded, but she's from 2007, so that's a lot of years for a bike to be on the road, and to not have been dropped. I got it when it had 66,000 miles on it. There's no clutch. It's a CVT transmission. So what does that stand for? Constantly variable transmission, I think. Conical variable. I don't know. Either way, it's an auto, and it's pretty quick because it's a 400 single cylinder, I believe, if I think I'm right. Dual overhead cam. No, not that. Dual valve. What? I don't know. It's fast for what it is, but it's old, and I would say it's an old man bike. But it is so comfortable to commute on. I used to hate on these things until Fort9, they're a Canadian YouTube group that does, look at that guy with his neon, nice. They're a Canadian YouTuber that did a YouTube video on the Suzuki Burgman 650. It's like, it was kind of weird, but he had a lot of compelling points. He was like, hey, it's luxurious, it's fast, it's agile, it's got a lot of storage space, you know, it's comfortable, and it's better than commuting in a normal everyday sedan, or you know, just a box that you would usually go in. And I can honestly agree. Like, of course, the one that he tests out in the video is a Burgman 650, but this is the 400. The 650 is definitely bigger, and it does have a lot more amenities. It has like heated seats, heated grips, fold-out mirrors, adjustable windscreen that's like electronic, like a Beamer. But yeah, this one is definitely not that. It is like kind of a bare bones commuter, and that's exactly what I'm using it for. I commute 36 miles a day to work now. I commute 36 miles a day to work now, and my XT was just getting beat up and beat up and beat up, and I was constantly having to wring it out in order for it to go anywhere. And I felt bad for the poor thing, and also it was pretty dangerous in terms of me commuting, because I was the slowest thing on the road pretty much. I would have to go behind semi trucks and stay directly behind them in order to get a slipstream to go fast enough. And of course, your mileage may vary, but my XT is pretty tired. She's pretty much at 20,000 miles. I've rode the hell out of her pretty much 24/7 at full throttle, and you know, she's just tired. I hate to say it. And you know, this bike is a lot different. Like, I'm doing 75 miles indicated, 80 miles indicated, and it just likes to cruise at that speed. And it's comfortable. Like, it's wintertime here in Southern California, and it gets down to about, like, you know, 50 degrees most nights, 40 degrees, and it's cold. It was cold on my XT250. And this bike it's got a huge fairing on it. I'm protected from the wind. It doesn't have a noisy exhaust or anything like that, so I'm not like having to scream to hear myself. Like, it's just a nice, comfortable ride, and the power is super predictable. It's super linear. It's got power that's as linear as the R3, the Yamaha R3, but you don't have to shift any gears. You just grab the throttle and go. And it is a heavy bike, though. It's like, I think 420 pounds or something like that wet, which is not an insignificant amount of weight for a new rider. And I'm by no means saying that you should get this as a first bike or an alternative for the XT250, but this is made for the city, and the XT is made for like rural roads, mountain roads, and trail rides. And you know, I needed something a little bit more pedestrian, and my XT was that for a long time, but I just managed to get a really good deal on this thing at the right time. And you know, she just cruises. I'm comfortable. There's a highway seating position. I can have a passenger on the back. I can fit 2 freaking helmets underneath the seat if I wanted to, so it's like perfect for getting groceries or bringing my backpack and stuff like that, or my duty gear from work. And I just can't complain, and I average about 48 miles to the gallon. The motor's pretty tired. She's supposed to be averaging like 65, but maybe I just ride this thing a little bit more aggressively than I should. But yeah, she's got almost 70,000 miles, so I don't blame her for getting less than suggested mileage. And you know, there's like stuff that's falling apart. You know, stuff's loose, so the plastics weren't in the best condition. My seat's missing the backrest, but all in all, it's a joy to ride, you know. And like, I feel safe, or I have the illusion of safety while I ride this thing, and it's so predictable. But it's just kind of a new bike. I want to do some touring on it. Believe it or not, you know, people do tour on these things. I want to throw some soft bags on here, and maybe a top case, and then just kind of putter from campsite to campsite, and have a good time that way. But this bike is scooter. I keep saying bike, but it's really a scooter. It's a lot of fun to ride, and my brother kind of put it kind of the best way. As long as you're on 2 wheels, you're gonna have a good time, because that's the kind of person that I am. Like, you appreciate the machine for what it is, and you see it for what it is, not what it isn't. Of course, this thing could be the 650, where it could be like, you know, really freaking fast, or you know, has a little bit more power, but this thing is still a lot of fun. And it's no XT250, and the XT250 is no Suzuki Burgman, but they're both really fun modes of transportation that I'm glad that I own now. And like, it's just opened my eyes to a side of riding that I've never seen before. Like, I never in a million years thought I would be a scooter guy, but here I am riding an old man scooter, and that's kind of how I'd put it. It's a big scooter. It's an old man bike. Like, this is the kind of bike that you would see either in Europe, because you know, scooters are okay to ride in Europe. They don't have the same stigma that they do in the United States. But yeah, it's just a cool bike. It's quiet, it's predictable, and it's comfortable. Of course, I would like some heated grips and a heated seat, and that'd be really nice, but you know, that stuff can all be added. You know, it's not a factory it's not a factory option for this bike, but it is for the 650. But yeah, it's just really cool, and it's, you know, it's like my XT would be struggling right now on the freeway going 82 miles an hour, and this is the speed that that Southern California traffic goes. Everybody goes this fast, or we're stuck in bumper to bumper traffic, and my truck gets 10 miles to the gallon, and you know, that thing it's not practical to be a daily driver with all my overland stuff on there. But this is perfect, you know what I mean? And of course, you know, there's adventure to be had, and there's YouTube videos to be made, and of course there's YouTube videos to be made on the XT. But there's some really good people out there who are making some really good videos on the XT250, and I know most of you guys follow me on the channel because of the Yamaha XT250. But you know, I think I have a couple of videos, not a bunch of videos, that I've recorded with that bike. So let me make sure I'm still recording. Yeah, so for example, I have a video on, let me think, I changed out my Cyclops Adventure Sports headlight. I think I threw new tires on there. Yeah, I threw Tusk tires on there. Tusk brand tires from Rocky Mountain ATVMC. I did, what else? I think is that it? I really felt like I made more videos than that. But yeah, I have at least those 2 videos. But yeah, I just haven't edited them or anything like that. And I want to do some camping trips on that thing, but I've just gotten so used to camping with my truck, it's hard to go back to motorcycle camping and going down to the bare bones, because my truck is so comfortable, and it's hard to commute on the XT now because I have this thing, and it's just so, oh man, it's just so fun to ride. And it's so comfortable versus the XT. It was so loud. And oh, that's what else I have. I have the Power Core, not the Power Core 4, the Power Commander. I managed to get that, the Dynamax. I can't remember who makes it, but it's essentially the fuel controller for this bike. And I had that on my bike. I really enjoyed it. It really woke up my bike, and it made it a lot more fun to ride. But I also rode it more aggressively, and I lost a lot of miles per gallon on that bike, which is kind of to be expected. You know, if you add something that increases power, you're gonna get less fuel economy. Oop, cover your eyes, guys. And I made it. I didn't make it. I am totally in the intersection on the red. Oops. But yeah, I paid way too much money for that mod. If I could go back in time, you know, the bike is good stock. Let's just say that. It's good stock. Don't throw a bunch of shit on there. Go with soft racks instead. And of course I'm going to do a 20,000 mile review on the bike. But that's going to take some time. So, all of it in good time. But yeah, the XT's still alive. She's still kicking. She's a little bit more worn out. I did a lithium battery for it. That lithium battery hates the cold. But I have plenty of mods I want to do for this. But there's a guy who's already done pretty much all the mods that I want to do, so I don't think I'm going to do any videos on it. I kind of want to make this thing the adventure, like the long distance adventure riding bike, because 400 cc's is great for traveling long distance. And I know you guys are probably going to say, hey, get a KLR 650 or DRZ 400, and that will be plenty of power for long distance travel. But they're not quite as comfortable as this, you know. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, peace out. Yeah, look at that, it was recording the entire time. Boop. Hopefully it came out. Man, last time I was having trouble with this mic. Could just be dead air, you know. It's possible.